Alright, so here we go. It is game number 2 between GenjiTakiya and HaNfy. And in the bottom right corner of Ultrazeme Stronghold, the tournament edition, it is our yellow Protoss player GenjiTakiya.
Yep, and his opponent 1-0 behind right now, but showing some real excellence in game number 1 from Clan Cascade. Give your hands up for the German Zerg player HaNfy.
I'm giving up my hands. I can no longer observe.
Alright, well, there was a trick. You have to get a knife and give me those hands. No, just kidding, of course. But no, HaNfy, I've followed his play during the Dutch StarCraft League, and I've also seen GenjiTakiya. Like I said, Genji posed a little bit as a new player himself. He said, I'm not that good. I'm not gonna get far in the tournament. And he's just showing us that he's a really good player. When you can take down HaNfy, you can really take down almost anyone. So.
And of course, he
really
advanced first from his group in the first group stage, right, Genji? So
yeah,
that was a bit of a shocker.
If I remember correctly, he actually had a pretty hard group as well. I'm pretty sure that one of the guys in the chat is looking up that group right now, because I have to apologize for not knowing the exact people in it. But I remember casting that and expecting him not to go through from his own comments, and he just impressed me really a lot.
He was in a group where one of the players actually forfeited his match. So Sohel was in that group, the German player.
There we go.
Of course, unfortunately Sohel forfeited, so that meant that GenjiTakiya actually got an auto win in the first match and advanced to the winner's game, which he won, so then he was out.
Yep, and that was with two really good Dutch players. I think it was Jona and Optimus.
Exactly, Jona and Optimus.
And then Optimus lost against Jona in the first match. Jona then lost to GenjiTakiya, which was a huge upset for me and Belnomar at the time. And then Optimus actually beat Jona in the rematch. So that was a really good group. I remember it completely now. And,
talk about upsets, right? Optimus beating Jona in the rematch 2-0 after having been beaten 2-0 by Jona the game before.
Yeah, that was a really crazy match, but what stood out at the end of the day was just Genji's form, and he's showing it again today. He's played that game really well. Like I said, he didn't have to attack. He could take a third base. I didn't expect him to, but he did, which I love. He was just like, yep, I can defend anything you throw at me. I'm just gonna expand. I'm just gonna be here if you need me, and I'll make some units as well. Get some Colossus, and I'll see you in 5 minutes when my army is so much stronger. And he really made that work.
Nice, having the balls to go for such a strategy.
I think that's a lot of times when you're playing StarCraft, right? You're just starting the game and you're like, yep, I won that engagement. I'm just gonna go ahead and finish that opponent off. Yep, gonna kill him, and then you lose. That happens so much because, of course, a Zerg will always have to creep. It will have faster reinforcements and stuff like that. It's sometimes really hard to finish off an opponent, especially a Zerg opponent on some maps, or a Terran opponent is always hard to finish off, and you're usually just better off just holding back, getting a better army, and then capitalizing on the win, especially when you kill a hatchery or some drones.
Yeah, there's a fine line between getting more ahead and giving your opponent room to breathe and maybe come back in the game. It's a very tough call to make when you should do the one and the other.
Sometimes it's actually just really strange to see people go for it. Like, they'll kill a hatchery and then they'll attack. But the thing is, when you're killing that hatchery, you're not killing any of his aggressive units. And if you already made a lot, that could really bite you from the wrong side, and nobody wants that. We do.
We see Genji dancing around the middle of the map with 2 probes for a while now. So I'm not sure why he needs 2 probes. Is it security because he desperately needs or wants a pylon there?
He's pretending to be a Terran. He's putting the boys, like Paul would say. He does cancel that.
Yeah.
That hatchery instantly. Like, HaNfy's just like, nope. I see 2 probes and that's 1 too much. I'm canceling that hatchery straight away, and he's got a few Zerglings out. He's got a Queen out. He's trying to defend, but so far the Zealot actually trades quite good against these Zerglings, and he's running away from the Queen, which is ever so frustrating. There's a lot of pylons being placed down right now. There's no forge or anything, but there are 4 gateways, and I feel like the Zerg, did he spot the 4 gateways? Nope, he did not, but he's really playing like he knows. And these spine crawlers are actually being cancelled. One of them will go up, and it's gonna be really hard for GenjiTakiya to make something happen here, I feel like, especially with the 2 queens and the 14 Zerglings in the way. He has to get out of there first.
Was this a classical 4-gate?
Yeah, this is a classical 4-gate. It's not over yet. Like, if he gets some Zealots, he can still make something happen here. He needs the Zealots to deal with the Zerglings. The Zerglings can surround the Stalkers if there's no Zealots. And he really needs those. 2 queens are going to be very useful. They transfused the Spinecrawler once already, but it's really the Zealots that make the bulk of his army. The drones are being built right now in a decent surround. There's 4 Zealots. He's trying to deal with the pylon as well. I feel like he needs to target those units. He is killing most of them. some warpins do happen, but this is gonna get cleaned up, and HaNfy should be in a good position. No, he actually built away with the drones, and now it's gonna be really awkwardly close. There's a few drones still fighting. But he still got this. He's got this.
One pile remained. Units lost nearly the same in terms of resources, but you know, Genji is kind of all in. I mean, if this attack doesn't work, and then he's up against HaNfy on 2 bases with a better economy, that's gonna be tough.
The scary time though. He's repositioning the spine crawlers, and that's really scary right now, because these spines are actually containing that little group there in the corner, and it's always done.
Look at this, and he can't really build up his forces there because as soon as they start accumulating, they'll be in range of the spine crawlers.
One of the most important things for the people watching at home is to note that GenjiTakiya has a probe advantage right now. He's got more workers than HaNfy. HaNfy lost a lot of drones. He's just making zerglings. He needs these spine crawlers because the warpins are still going to be deadly. Actually, HaNfy is sending a little bit of a counter attack, and that could be key to making something happen here, Frank. It's all going to come down to that. There's a push from GenjiTakiya. The spine crawlers are doing a good job. The queens are doing a good job, and the zerglings are not running into the base of GenjiTakiya yet. And these spines, they're holding strong, Frank.
They're holding strong, but these units seem to be doomed, and now the zerglings run into the main base of GenjiTakiya.
That's one of those moments you're thinking you're gonna get a lot of probe kills, and then nope, zealots are already there. But
Sentry's nice too.
Yep, definitely. And HaNfy needs to make drones here.
Look at this!
Oh no, he's repositioning the spines. This is gonna be really close for him right now. The queens are still doing a good job. The spines need to get in position.
Look at this! Queens are blocking them.
Yep, such a good move by HaNfy right there. And he's starting drone production. He knows he's held this. And some cool force fields. Not really useful, but they look cool.
Oh, the queens might get taken down. That's actually kind of a big deal after all this.
Yep, that makes a lot of sense why he threw the force fields down there. And he's repositioning the spines once again, and he's losing one of the queens here. Second one is gonna escape with her dear life, and still more zerglings on the way. And this is a crazy game number 2 if I've ever seen one.
Man, I'm liking this. This is like a puzzle.
I mean, it's like a puzzle, but you have to put those pieces together. And HaNfy did a lot of things right, but so did Genji. This is really a brawl of high class. Genji knew that those zerglings were coming before the zerglings were coming. So that means that he saw that there were less zerglings defending than before. So he's paying really good attention to his opponent.
Nice.
On the other side, HaNfy repositioning. He made it work, and that's really good because we can see the entire map, and he's making things work that I couldn't even see.
Do you think that GenjiTakiya is secretly like the best player in Europe?
I don't know. I mean,
maybe he's just tuning down now and making. So sometimes he slips up and makes these decisions that are really amazing, so that we can get a glimpse of his brilliance.
I don't know. I think we would have seen him more on stage if that was true. But he's
no. This is the first tournament in which he plays like for real.
For real? Oh, okay. Well, he's definitely very good. But if he wants to be the best, then he's got to win the DSCL at least, I would say. Of course, you've got a lot of really good players, even Korean players from Alien Invasion joining in.
There's 4 Premier League players actually currently in the Dutch StarCraft League.
Premier League players, but he still has to win if he's the best player of Europe, right?
Definitely, yep. Alright, Genji.
It's gonna be hard.
It's gonna be hard, yeah. Genji working on a bit of a wall off at the top of his ramp. Basically trying to expand, which is of course a very late expansion at 12 minutes. And HaNfy happily going to 3 bases now.
Yeah, I would say that HaNfy is oh, he almost got in there with zerglings, but I would say HaNfy is ahead in this game because he's got Roach Warren on the way, he's got Hydra Dan on the way, he's got his 2 bases up. He has been reproducing drones non-stop, so good decision from him there, and he's gonna get his deck out earlier. He's gonna get 3 bases running when his opponent just saturates the natural expansion. He's also gonna pick up a Stalker at the front, which is always nice.
So he's got nearly double the drone count HaNfy does as compared to Takiya, and he's on 3 bases. So yep, he is at an advantage, I would say, in terms of income.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted the 4-gate, I don't think this is the go-to map to do it. Just because the way that the natural is positioned in the same base on the same ramp.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit of a bold move by Genji, and HaNfy is really exploiting that. And there's Hydras on the way, so these zerglings right now are just delaying the army. He knows that it's coming. He's repositioning the spines once again. He's really good at repositioning spines. He's just waiting for the Hydras, and he needs a few more Hydras to really make something work here. So he needs to hold his opponent back. It's not working right now. And he doesn't currently have the units to hold this off, so it's gonna be a little bit of a scary situation.
Oh, the spines en routing!
Oh no. Oh no, HaNfy. Oh, he knows. He knows. He knows that base is gone. He knows what I just said. He knows that he doesn't have the units to defend this attack. He's just like, okay, just kill the third base.
What?
I'll
Wow.
defend the
He
next.
killed one of his own creep tumors there to be able to place the evolution chamber to wall off his choke.
Oh, the puzzle you were talking about is going on. I don't know if he really wants to sacrifice his overlords though. That seems like a little bit of a foolish move.
Yeah, that's a strange tactic there.
Yeah, but the Hydras are gonna ward away this army for sure, and Genji shouldn't overextend. This is a good thing he did here. He attacked at the perfect time, just denying that third base just before the Hydras come out, and then just back off.
Again, one of these amazing decisions from Genji.
Yeah, it's good. He's got a good read on the game, but I don't know. I still feel like HaNfy is gonna get his own timing because he's already got a lot of units out there, Frankie. This is a little bit of scary army for him.
Alright, we've got an amazing changeling in the base of the GenjiTakiya now. HaNfy dropped a changeling from his overseer. And maybe it can get annoying later on in the game.
Well, he's gonna get all the information. He knows exactly what's going on. I feel like that's really good for him. One of the things that's really been holding him back is the fact that he lost all those overlords. He's been supply blocked for a very long time. He just now broke the supply block with 5 more overlords on the way. So he had a very hard time making more armies. So his army has been unchanged. But I feel like if Genji attacks right now, he's still not gonna win this. He's not gonna win this. I feel like he should know that with the amount of Hydras that are out. He is trying to hide it. If you see HaNfy's units, you'll see that he has a few in the back and a few in the front.
Oh, yeah.
He's
lure in the
them all
products.
to the front right now, and let's see how he does it. No, but I don't feel like Genji should attack here at all.
So, what is Genji doing tech-wise?
Well, he's actually, he hasn't added on that much. I feel like he did want to end the game as early as possible, but he is transitioning into Colossus. With the first one just now on the way, actually. I don't think he's researched range yet. No, he hasn't. So it's gonna be switched into Colossus, and he wants to get his third base, but he's gonna have to clear up that annoying pooping overlord. And after that, wait just a little bit, but
until the poop recedes.
Until the poop recedes, you have to flush that and then clean it up a little. But yeah, it's gonna go down to a little bit of a more normal game with HaNfy just being a little bit ahead. So a change of situation.
Yeah. So of course, this game, because of this funky start, basically got set back a few minutes. So what we see now is something that we usually see earlier in the game, because of course players were doing different things early in the game. We now see these movements at the 17-minute mark, whereas usually at the 17-minute mark you wouldn't see Zerg just having secured his third base and the Protoss actually on 2 bases.
Yeah, but HaNfy is smelling a little bit of blood here. He's this German guy is showing us that he's not afraid to push into that one Colossus, and there's no range yet, so he can actually contest this with the Hydras. Some good time warp from GenjiTakiya. And those 2 force fields are the best 2 force fields you could have hoped for, holding all of the Hydras back at full real response. And Genji is making a little bit of a miracle hold here with the second Colossus just now popping out, and this is really good from him.
No, this is a runaway time for HaNfy, but of course the Queens are too slow to run away. Oh, actually, one of the Colossus gets saved at the last minute. This has been a slaughter fest.
And what a good micro on the Colossus from Genji. He pulls them back both just before they died. You have to realize that those Colossus were both having the same range that the Hydras had during that attack. Because I do feel like he didn't have the range upgrade during that whole attack. He just finished it after. So that was a really good hold from GenjiTakiya. He's turning this game around. But we do have a Spire on the way.
Yeah, so even though HaNfy threw away some units there, he has more units to throw away. But again, he is behind in supply right now.
Yeah, but I actually just got a pretty funny message from Thomas, who's doing the support today, that the first guy for the prize actually already posted a story. So that's really cool. Like
nice.
Yeah, on the website we have a contest going where you can win one of the Blizzard novels for StarCraft 2, and you have to write a scenario/story how you would change the Heart of the Swarm campaign. The first guy already posted one to us through the email, so thank you so much for that. Hope to see many more.
Did we ask for permission to publish these in case they're extremely fun?
I'm pretty sure the winner will be published, but we can always ask in an email back, like, is it okay if we publish your story? And I'm pretty sure that the guys are going to be flattered for that. So really really cool thing to.
Nice.
to
So
join.
an alternative ending to the Heart of the Swarm campaign story, and you could
Yep.
win a StarCraft novel.
Yep.
good.
You could do anything. You could warp in with a mothership and kill everybody. If that's your story, just make it original. And back to the game though, we do have HaNfy actually adding corruptors. He's not opting to go for any sort of Mutalisk switch, so he just wants an answer to the Colossus that is not Vipers, which should work. But he's not in the best situation anymore where he was before, and we already have a lot of Colossus out, 3, and he's adding on Immortals after that with a lot of Stalkers. Like if you double click the amount of Stalkers, you already see it, but it's actually 25. So there's gonna be a lot of anti-air in the Protoss army.
Right. Actually, Protoss is only now starting ground level 1 upgrades.
Yeah, he's actually lacking in upgrades quite a bit.
Yeah.
You have to keep in mind though that Genji was behind the majority of the game.
And also, HaNfy did not go all out on the upgrades either, so he's on 1-1 now, not working on 2-2. So even though, yeah, that's a big deficit for GenjiTakiya, I think the effect is mitigated by because HaNfy also did not work too hard in his upgrades.
Yeah, he is gonna research the flyer attacks, and he's just adding Zerg missiles level 2 just while we speak.
Right.
So he's gonna capitalize on it a little bit, but it's not gonna make the biggest of changes. I feel like. Both players are pretty high in supply though, and it looks like GenjiTakiya is moving out on the map quite aggressively. He does have 2 Templars.
Yeah, he's just
No
taking the
storm.
Blink Stalkers and some sentries here.
It's actually a pretty good position from HaNfy. He's actually flanking from the other side, and once again he's showing us excellent army position, and all of these Hydras are still shooting. There's a little bit of high ground as well, and Genji's supply is dropping here, Frank. The Corruptors are in ideal positions, and the Hydras are just shredding from both the low and the high ground, and this is a great engagement from HaNfy. He's showing us again that he can really position these Zerg units optimally. That's so great. Good use of the creep just before it reduced.
And
a perfect-
right after the battle, first weapon upgrade for Protoss gonna finish up.
Yep.
Oh.
You guys have got nothing to fight for anymore. +1 weapons. Here you go.
You've earned it.
You've earned it. But yeah, this just skyrocketed the game down in the other, and he's doing it again. He's moving a few units from the back
Very
and
nice.
from the front, and he's showing us
using corruption on the corruptors as well, or on the stalkers. That was a great game.